Good morning, Emerson. Multiple suicide bombers in the Brussels attacks have been identified.
And Arizona, Idaho, and Utah held their presidential primaries on Tuesday. Chloe Tebow will have the results.
All that and more today, Thursday, March 24th. I'm Lauren Fox.
And I'm Sean Stackhouse. Well, we have a great show for you today. We'll be joined by Caroline Vermillion for a music performance you don't want to miss. Lauren, we heard a little bit of practice before. She's really talented.
So great. You don't want to miss that at all. And I'm also going to sit down with Lynn Resnick. She's the director of after-school programs for the Boston Debate League. And she'll tell us more about the Boston Public School students involved.
But now for the biggest worldwide headline this morning. Several of the attackers are dead and one is still on the run after the bombings in Belgium this week. Two of the suicide bombers were identified as brothers. Ibrahim El-Bakroui was one of the suicide bombers at the Brussels airport, and his brother Khalid El-Bakroui was behind the train bombing near Malbik. Authorities also believe Najim Latroy was an ISIS bomb maker who was also involved in the airport bombings. In addition to the two, the third airport bombing suspect has believed to have been identified as somebody that was also involved in the Paris attacks. Belgian counterterrorism official Paul van Tichelet said Wednesday there are still a number of people possibly involved in the attacks still in our country who still pose a threat. The attacks in Brussels killed 31 and injured 270.
And next up, we have Chloe Tebow with Tuesday's primary results.
Thanks, guys. Here's today's developing stories. Tuesday's primaries proved to be a closer race for campaign frontrunners Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. On the Republican side, Trump toppled polls in the Arizona primaries, receiving all 58 of the allotted delegates. In Utah, however, Ted Cruz led by a landslide, coming in at 69.2%, while John Kasich followed behind with 16.8%. Former candidate Jeb Bush also announced on Tuesday evening that he is endorsing Cruz's campaign. Though Clinton led Bernie Sanders in Arizona with 57.6% to his 39.9%, Sanders held the victory in both Idaho and Utah. The next primaries will take place this Saturday in Alaska, Hawaii, and Washington. Turning over to our neighboring country, Toronto's ex-mayor Rob Ford died on Tuesday at the age of 46 after being diagnosed with a rare form of cancer in 2014. Ford was infamously known on an international level after his confession in 2013 of previously smoking crack cocaine due to a drug and alcohol addiction. His mainly conservative working-class supporters, however, continued to love him despite this controversy. Ford was mayor from 2011 to 2014 when his illness prevented him from running again for the position. The justices in the Supreme Court are currently split 4-4 on the birth control mandate. This case revolves around the extent of government provision of free insurance coverage for contraception given to female workers. The Affordable Care Act has required employers to provide the coverage, but religious institutions don't want to comply with this requirement that violates their personal practices. The liberal justices are ready to endorse this government coverage alternative. However, conservative justices claim this provision would violate religious liberty. Due to this virtual tie in the court, a verdict essentially awaits the next elected justice to replace former conservative Justice Antonin Scalia. Another potential water crisis has affected America, and this time it's rooted in southern Florida. The Turkey Point nuclear power plant was implemented between national parks Biscayne Bay and the Everglades nearly 4 decades ago to satisfy the needs of Miami's growing population. This decision raised environmental questions from the beginning, and a recent study has concluded that this plant's cooling canal system is leaking polluted water into Biscayne Bay, the main source of drinking water in the county. Samples around this site since then have shown elevated levels of numerous chemicals, including tritium. This element serves as a marker for scientists and is allowing them to trace the path of this leakage. That's all I have for you today. Back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Chloe. Now, with a split Supreme Court, it's really up in the air right now for the birth control decision, especially now that we're kind of facing somebody new for that seat. So what do you kind of foresee happening in the next coming months with that?
Lauren, I think this is one of the reasons why it's such a big controversy as to whether Obama is going to be able to elect the next justice. When Scalia was in court, it was a 5-4 decision because he was conservative. So this is kind of just up in the air, and it's really going to depend on whether this next elected justice is liberal or conservative.
Thank you so much, Chloe. Now for today's weather forecast, today will be mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of rain and patchy fog, with temperatures in the low 40s. Expect another rainy day tomorrow, but it will be much warmer. Temps are expected to shoot up to the low 60s. There's a chance of a thunderstorm until about 11 a.m., and the sun will come out of hiding to make way for a sunny but slightly chillier weekend. Saturday will be around 45 degrees, but it's likely to get up to almost 60 degrees on Sunday. So we're not in the clear for that thunderstorm. Are you scared of thunder, Sean? Should I be concerned?
Lauren, I told you not to bring up that I'm afraid of thunderstorms. But anyway, we have to take a quick commercial break. When we return, Malcolm KELNER will have the full story on the Patriots trying to get a draft pick back.
Yes. Resnick will be here for the interview about the Boston Debate League.
Lauren, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to host Good Morning Emerson, of course.
Good Morning Emerson? What's that?
It's the best morning show ever that's on Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m.
Wow, how can I work on this?
Yeah, let's get going. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather. Welcome back. I'm here with Lynn Resnick from the Boston Debate League. So glad to have you here today. Now, let's just start off with what is the Boston Debate League?
Sure. So the Boston Debate League is an after-school program. It runs in 30 schools throughout the city. We have a season of about 6 months, and we run policy debate tournaments with high school and middle school students.
So what are some of the policies that are debated?
Sure. So policy debate is unique in that we actually have a single resolution for the entire year that policy debaters across the country are actually talking about and arguing over for the course of the entire year. So this year is that the United States federal government should substantially curtail the use of domestic surveillance.
Interesting. And I read on your website, 2 out of every 3 congressmen have done debate in schooling prior. So how does this kind of prepare students for the careers ahead of them?
Sure. So debate in general, there's lots of different kinds, but especially policy debate is an amazingly powerful program to get involved in. It's deeply based on evidence, so you're learning how to use evidence to support arguments. You're learning how to consider both sides of an argument, because in a policy debate round, you have to argue both the affirmative and the negative. You start to look critically and analytically at problems or at the things around you, and you get a lot more deeply involved in current events and understanding kind of what's happening in your world and being able to relate those public policy issues back into the debate rounds.
And what schools currently participate? Is it around 35?
So 35 schools on about 30 teams. We have some schools that are mixed, but they're all Boston Public Schools. So we're particularly dedicated to serving Boston Public School students. And so we range from, we have one exam school, for example, BLA, Boston Latin Academy, through Charlestown High School, East Boston High, Jeremiah Burke, and then we have 14 middle schools as well. So 17 high schools, or 16 high schools and 14 middle schools.
So what does kind of the after-school program in particular entail? How much do these people practice debating?
Yeah, the students are incredibly dedicated. They're really amazing to watch. So the season itself lasts for 6 months, and it runs much like a sports team does. So they practice twice a week after school, and then once a month there's a tournament that brings the teams together from across the city into a single high school or middle school location, and they debate. For example, in high school, Friday after school until about 9 o'clock at night. They come back on Saturday morning at 7 a.m., and they debate until about 7 at night if they make it through the out rounds. So it's an extremely intense tournament situation where every student is debating at least 4 times. At the high school level, that's an hour and a half each time, and they'll debate both sides of the topic twice.
Wow. So do these competitions kind of go outside of the state?
They can. So policy debate is a much broader thing, and we're an urban debate league, so there are a series and network of urban debate leagues across the country as well that we're a part of. And students across the country are debating the same resolution that I mentioned earlier. For our students, mostly they're debating in the city, but there are regional opportunities with Lexington High School, at Harvard, and some other, like the National Speech and Debate Association hosts some regional tournaments. So there are kind of national levels of competition they can also be involved in.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Up next, Robert Kraft is trying to get the Patriots draft pick back after it was taken away because of Deflategate. Here's sports reporter Malcolm Kellner.
Thanks, Lauren. New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft accepted the NFL's punishment for Deflategate nearly a year ago. Now, he's changed his mind. At the NFL's annual meeting in Boca Raton, Florida, Kraft told reporters that he sent a letter a month ago to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell asking for the first-round draft pick back that the league took away as part of the team's punishment. Kraft talked about how the league did not factor in the ideal gas law in its investigation and won't release its PSI data from the past year, both of which could have potentially exonerated the Pats. Kraft said he prays and desires to get the pick back, which is kind of a weird way to phrase it, but he is known for being a quirky guy. You saw the dance moves there. Well, after that, Goodell confirmed he received the letter and responded to Kraft saying there was no new information that would cause the league to alter the discipline. Well, Bob, it was worth a try. After a 4-game losing streak dropped the Boston Celtics from 3rd to 5th place in the Eastern Conference, they looked to rebound with their 3rd straight win as they took on the 2nd-place Toronto Raptors at home at the Garden last night. We start off in the 3rd quarter, Celtics up by 3. Isaiah Thomas inbounds the ball, gets it back, gets it to Evan Turner, who goes shake and bake Ricky Bobby. No-look dish to Amir Johnson for the slam piece. That's worth another look. Nice job there by Turner. Then later in the quarter, it's more great passing for the C's. Jonas Jerebko passes to Turner, who sends it right back to Jerebko for the dunk. Textbook give and go. Then with Boston up by 9, it's dagger time with under a minute left. Thomas dribbling, finds the open man, and it's Avery Bradley for 3. Celtics go on to win 91-79. New York Yankees stars like doing retirement tours. First it was Mariano Rivera, then Derek Jeter, and now Alex Rodriguez has announced his, except there's one difference. A-Rod's will be a 2-year farewell tour because he said he plans on retiring after the 2017 season, after his contract is up with the Yankees. Now, given his multiple steroid scandals and general unlikability, A-Rod admitted he's not expecting the same adulation as Rivera and Jeter got, but said he's still going to enjoy his last ride, or last 2 rides, in the league. A-Rod did have a nice bounce-back year last year at age 40, hitting 33 home runs following his year-long steroid suspension. And he needs just 28 more to pass Babe Ruth for 3rd on the all-time list, 69 more to pass Hank Aaron for 2nd, and 76 to pass Barry Bonds as the all-time home run king. It's highly doubtful he could become the champ in 2 years, but if he gets close, don't count him out to come back for a 3rd year. Here's to hoping we get another 3 years of more A-Rod antics and a new disgraced home run champ. Why not? The Sweet 16 begins tonight, and we're almost certainly in store for another exhilarating night of basketball. The matchups will be Miami versus Villanova, Texas A&M versus Oklahoma, Maryland versus Kansas, and Duke versus Oregon. I was going to make some predictions, but given how bad my picks in our bracketology segment turned out, I decided to just cut my losses and not dig my hole any deeper, so we'll leave it at that. But that'll do it for sports today. Back to Lauren and Sean.
All right, thanks, Malcolm. I would just like to point out that my bracket is in the 95th percentile out of all brackets submitted, so maybe I'll stick to being the ones making the predictions, but Our cooking correspondent, Jessica Shorter-Bonney, found the best dishes to celebrate the Persian New Year. Let's take a look.
Hello everyone, hello, and welcome to GME's cooking segment. I'm your host, Jessica Shorter-Bonney, and this time we're at Fiona's Persian Fusion Cuisine here in Fenway. We're going to try some traditional Persian cuisine to celebrate the Persian New Year, Nowruz. Nowruz is basically the celebration of spring, the starting of a new year, a rebirth. It's a very ancient holiday. It's been celebrated for thousands of years. So let's try some delicious food and find out what this holiday is all about. Who works here at Fiona's Persian Fusion Restaurant. Thanks for being with us today.
Oh, sure. Thank you for coming.
So can you tell us about the history of the restaurant and how it got started?
Sure. I work with my family. It's a family business. We opened our Newton store back in 2007. And same with this location. We opened in 2013, so it's a family business, basically.
So who's the Fiona in the family?
Fiona, it was our business name from back home.
Oh, okay.
So when we moved here, we decided to keep the name just because it brings
And a special
good
place to
memories.
start.
Yeah.
So what would you say is your most popular dish here that, especially like, this is not a very like Persian populated area, so like what do Americans coming here, what do they usually order?
So our very traditional dish is our kebabs and stews, particularly like ground beef, our beef fillet, beef bark. But we have also some dishes that are not traditionally Persian. We have like wings on our menu. It's not traditionally Persian, but we marinate the wings with saffron. So has a little twist to it.
Yeah.
We have stews. We have the herb stew, horma sabzi. We have eggplant stew, pomegranate stew, okra.
For viewers out there who don't know about Nowruz, can you tell us a little about the holiday and the history behind it?
Sure. So Nowruz is the first, we celebrate the beginning of spring.
Do you guys have any specials that are happening for Nowruz?
Sure, we have the special Nowruz dish, which is sabzi pala mahi. It's fish with the herb rice. And we also, we have a side dish of the kuku sabzi, which is almost like a frittata. And it's funny, the past couple of days that we had this store, it was usually during our store hours. So we were here celebrating actually with our customers.
Are there any places that people can go to in Boston to celebrate Nowruz?
Museum of Fine Art every year has a program for Persians. The Iranian Association of Boston, IAB, they also hold events, mostly concert.
I've been to these concerts. They're actually really great, guys. Time here at Fiona's Persian Fusion Restaurant. Melissa was great. The food was amazing. I definitely recommend you guys trying it out. It's on the Fenway stop on the Green Line, and it's a 5-minute walk from there, so very convenient to Emerson's campus. They also have food delivery, so if you guys are up on those late nights and you're looking for some really hearty, delicious food, I recommend you trying it. That's going to do it for this segment of GME. I'm your host, Jessica Shorter-Bonney, signing off, and happy Nowruz.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson. We have a special for you right now. With Easter coming up on Sunday, we're going to be doing our own Easter egg hunt right here in studio, and you can watch it on Periscope.
Yeah, we have no idea where these eggs are at all. Our production team hid them around the studio before the show, so I guess we, get real competitive and look for them?
I guess so. Should we do a countdown? Ready? 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, there's one right here.
Damn it.
Here we go.
See that
On Periscope, look at this. Sean, I have 2 already.
I'm gonna take
GME
one
colors.
from you.
Hey, look at that, Malcolm.
Sean, come on.
Nobody's
All the way on Periscope. We're gonna find all of these eggs. I know where they
have
all
one.
are. I have great instincts. I'm like a cat.
I only have one. I need some more.
Wait, how many are there in total? 13.
We're gonna find these
That's
eggs,
really
Team
not a
Sean.
lot.
We're gonna find them.
Dang.
I know, I checked in there too.
We had one in
Oh,
there.
look, we're going behind the scenes. Look at this, we're behind the flats.
No wonder I'm bad at this game. I haven't really played much because I'm Jewish, so I'm in fourth place right now.
This is new.
Oh no, I dropped one of mine.
Oh, Chloe,
there
that's
goes
what the
one
prize is. Where's the golden one? Dang it.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Look at this. We got Noah right here. He doesn't have any Easter eggs.
Okay,
We're gonna check back here.
because I can't.
GME team, look at this. What are we gonna find? We're gonna look for some eggs.
Wow, this is a not.
You only got one. What the heck? I only have one.
Me too.
All right,
I think I
look at this. I found two. I'm gonna end my Periscope. Look at this. I only got two. I'm a little disappointed. How'd you guys do?
3.
We got 3, so.
All right.
Just one.
Yeah.
Really fizzled off after the
I
beginning.
think it's
I'm with you,
time
Malcolm.
that we open them up
Let's open them.
and see what we have to find.
Oh, it's a gross
picture.
selfie of myself.
A picture of Sean
A
Stackhouse.
picture of Lauren Fox.
Yeah.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Pictures.
Hey, you know,
of
this
the
is gonna-
GME cast and a picture of myself. Look at that.
Sean, this is going to fit
Classic.
really nicely at my
another
dartboard
picture,
at my apartment.
You know, I
Right in
think
the bullseye.
this would make a great pocket square.
Okay,
If I
that
could
works
get it
too.
in.
I have one more.
I don't think it's gonna work. Now, I know that there was a golden egg, but it was hidden really well.
Yeah.
No one found the golden egg?
Nobody found the hidden golden egg, and that's really disappointing because I heard that had the best prize. So we're gonna keep an eye out for that, maybe for the rest of the show, and by the end of it, we will present that to you. But we have to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, Medina Shehi will rejoin us for the latest Iggy Azalea news.
Oh, I just found one.
Lauren, what are you doing?
I'm getting ready to host Good Morning Emerson, of course.
Good morning, Emerson? What's that?
It's the best morning show ever that's on Tuesday and Thursday at 9 a.m.
Wow, how can I work on this?
Yeah, let's get going. Red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
Welcome back to Good Morning Emerson.
Medina Shehi is here with an update on the Hulk Hogan lawsuit. Let's go to Medina before Sean tries to squeeze in another impression of the Hulkster.
Good morning, everyone, and here's what I have for you today. The trial that was Hulk Hogan's sex tape, which was shown on Gawker Media, has now come to a decision. This video proved that Hulk was not aware of the filming, even though his friend lended his own wife to Hulk, and they did the deed in the friend's master bedroom. Jury says people are entitled to privacy, and Hulk claimed emotional distress. So the jury sided with Hulk, which got him $115 million from Gawker, even though he only asked for $100 million. I'm pretty sure Gawker does not have that type of money, but at least Hulk won. However, soon after, he was awarded even more money, now to $140 million. Compare that to the story of Erin Andrews, who was filmed through a peephole in a hotel, but only won $55 million, shows how this is an absurd amount. There's also a video of Hulk's ex-wife talking about this topic, and she had a great answer. Take a look.
Hulk is getting money for a tape he made while you were married to him. Do you feel like you're entitled to some of that money?
I don't need that. I ended up with an okay settlement, and I'm fine, and I'm all right. To have that kind of a windfall of cash for something that you did that was just so seedy, it's bothersome to me. I wouldn't want to share any of that.
This whole case has also hurt his new relationship with his wife, but I think the new $140 million will settle the fight really quick. Iggy Azalea has recently showed a new song called Team, which discusses how she has only herself left to support her. She seems to have a tough shell and talks that nothing ever bothers her. However, she recently came out stating that she had a psychotic breakdown throughout the time of being hooked on social media with the trolls. She was hurt with the malicious comments people will tell her about her physical appearance and talent. She almost committed suicide because of this. Here's what she has to say.
When I just wanted to quit life, the whole thing, really. Like, sometimes I would drive through the canyons to get to my horses and I'd be like, what if I just kept driving off the canyon? People made it seem, and it's like people in the industry that I work with too, like, oh, this is it for your career now, so what are you gonna do? And, you know, like, I live in this country on a work visa, so if I don't have a job, that means that I go home and my whole life is here. So that's like a lot for somebody to deal with.
She has postponed her wedding to focus on her tour and music to try to forget the haters and come back into the limelight. I hope everything works out for you, Iggy. Here comes the movie every superhero fan has been excited to watch. However, this new Batman vs. Superman movie got some bad reviews. Critics say that director Zack Snyder crammed in too much into this 152-minute movie. Henry Cavill and Amy Adams will continue being Clark Kent and Lois Lane. Ben Affleck joins the cast as Batman, Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor, and Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. Even though the critics and reviews have been poor, analysts predict that the movie will open, making $350 million. I think this movie will still be loved no matter what. As we all know, Zayn has left One Direction. This month marks a year from his leave. He says that he has not talked to any of them since he left. Also, Zayn is releasing his new album on the day that exactly marks 1 year from his leave. Wow. He has only texted and called Liam once in a while. He says his attitude to this is whatever. I mean, what do you think? You left a band that was reliant on all of the members in it. In countless of interviews, he says that he never even wanted to be in One Direction because he felt like he did not get as much say in the music they produced. Obviously, you won't be the shining star in a group of people. I think he just needs to get over himself, but what do you think? Tweet us at GMEMerson and a retweet might be in your future. Well, that's all I have for you today. Next up, we have our music correspondent, Christine Guessford.
Thanks, guys. So we're joined in studio today by Caroline Vermillion. She's a freshman songwriting major at Berklee College of Music, and she's an aspiring singer-songwriter. Caroline, can you tell me a little bit about the song you're going to be playing for us today?
Sure. This is a song I wrote during my time at Berklee so far. It's called Ghost Town, and it's kind of in the Americana traditional music style.
Great, let's hear it.
No matter where I walk or roam, I somehow always end up home. Home is where I feel the most alone. I've been talking with the night. The girl that I once was has died, 'cause you stole the light behind her eyes. And everywhere I go, I'm talking to your ghost. Oh, my heart is a ghost town. Sink me deep beneath the ground, the ground, the ground. I'm the casket, you're the hearse. Drive me crazy, haven't heard from you. Now my heart is a ghost town. Play the game of hit and run. I put the bullet in your gun. If I can't have you, then I want none. Love is such a game we play. It doesn't matter either way, 'cause you disappear, let's set a day. And everywhere I go, I'm talking to your ghost. Oh, my heart is a ghost town. Sink me deep beneath the ground, the ground, the ground. I'm the casket, you're the hearse. Drive me crazy, haven't heard from you. Now my heart is a ghost town. It all ended in screaming fights, 'cause you loved her for side. And everywhere I go, I'm talking to your ghost. Oh, my heart is a ghost town. Sink me deep beneath the ground, the ground, the ground. I'm the casket, you're the hearse. Drive me crazy, haven't heard from you. Now my heart is a ghost town. And if I can't have you, then I want none.
Yeah, thank you so much. We just want to bring out, we have found the golden egg. Before we have you play one last song, let's take a look. Lauren, you want to show them what's in there?
Oh, it's a very unfortunate looking face swap of Sean and I.
Looks like Bret Michaels.
Yeah, it does.
It's really
But
unfortunate.
Enough of this. You are incredible. Do you have one more song you could play for us?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Great.
All right, let's play us out. Thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to tune in again next week. Have a great Easter weekend.
Caroline Vermillion, everyone.
Sitting crooked and just looking at your photograph on the wall, reminiscing and just wishing you miss me at all. Took your jacket from the way you left it and gave it away. Don't need a constant reminder that you didn't stay. And I hope you like the city of the angels. You won't find this angel anymore. Hope you get everything you wanted. 3,000 miles from the Carolina shore. And I hope you find just what you're looking for. You swore LA could give you everything you'd ever need. Funny how LA doesn't have another me. You traded your life for the flashing lights, and I don't blame you. It's so hard to hear songs and know I'm not your muse anymore. I hope you like the city of the angels. You won't find this angel anymore. Hope you get everything you wanted. 3,000 miles from the Carolina shore. And I hope you found just what you're looking for. I know it's sunny in Los Angeles. In Carolina, we got rain. If you ever come back, this little angel's flown away. I hope you like the city of the angels. You won't find this angel anymore. Hope you get everything you wanted. 3,000 miles from the